live chat. Pop out the chat. And be done with this. Groovy. I think we're good. Oh, I didn't test the chat. Test. Yeah. Sweet. Welcome, everyone. It's Kurt's album party. It is Tuesday, November the 30th. Tomorrow is December the 1st. Can we believe that already? We're almost into 2022. This year has been something else. Of course, if you've never tuned in to Kurt's album party before, we've changed things up a little bit recently. We stream every Tuesday and then every second Friday. So this Friday is a music listening party. On the off Fridays, we are doing Blu-ray concert nights, in person only. So you need a special invite to get into those. Let's see. We listen through Discord, so I no longer play my video reactions along with the albums. I felt they weren't really adding much to people's experience. So now you just get to hear me talk about the album, and then hopefully you listen in with us in the Discord server. And if not, enjoy the album, check it out, come back and let us know what you thought about it in the comments of the video. Let's see. Discord. Yes, in the Discord server, you'll find a link. No, well, you will. But to get to the Discord server, you can find a link in the video description. There is also a link to suggest albums. You can look at the previous suggestions as well. If you don't join the Discord server, please let us know what you thought of the albums in the comments of the video. Hello, Mr. Lateworm. How are you? We are only doing one album tonight. Oh, but before we do, I did want to talk a little bit about the previous albums that we listened to, which were, the first one was Adele, and the album was 30, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I didn't really know what to, I mean, from a pop album, I expected it to sound a lot more poppy than what it ended up sounding like, in my opinion. So some things I really enjoyed about the album. The production quality is amazing. Her voice sounds, not only is like she a great singer, of course, but the sound that they get from her voice on the album is amazing. The instrumentation is amazing. I love that there's spoken word throughout the album. Lots to like about the album, honestly. And I've actually listened to it three more times since last Tuesday. Friday? When the heck did we do that album? No, we did it on Tuesday. Yeah, we did it last week. Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I listened to it in the theater because my kids had no school the next day. So, yeah, very enjoyable album. Some things I don't like about the album. There are a couple of songs that are not my favorite songs, even for a pop album. And I think like the pace of the album, it's quite slow and draggy with a lot of the songs. You know, there's not a lot of like upbeat parts to it, but I think, you know, that is kind of the point. It was meant to be a little bit more darker sounding, and it was, so can't knock it completely, but it would have been nice to have a little bit of variety, I guess, in there. So Good job, Adele. You have made a fan out of me. There is a Blu-ray of Adele singing at the Royal Albert Hall, I think it is. So I'm going to look to pick that up when I can. It's Spence. Hello, Spence. What else about Adele? I don't know. Created a new fan, though. And I think we've converted a few listeners into fans as well, potentially, which is awesome. That's kind of the point of the channel, is we all get to experience something new every now and then. And sometimes it's mind-blowing. So, hello, Mr. Bob. The second album last week was Pliny, and the album was Handmade Cities, if I recall correctly. And I believe I do recall correctly. That album, amazing guitar playing and composition, but lackluster production, which the production really wrecks that album for me. So I want to check out some other Pliny. But things were very clashy with that album, to put it as best as I can. Spance, also a fan now. He's listened to the whole album 8+ times. Wow. Crazy, dude. Crazy. We're all super fans of Adele now. We have to go see her. She's moving to Vegas to do shows for a year or so. Maybe we go to Vegas and see Adele. Or we just get the Blu-ray concert and watch it here. Except now I need a new subwoofer, because we went and watched movies at Bob's the other night, and man, his subwoofer's so good. And his TV, too. Damn you, Bob. Yes. So, speaking of Bob, Bob has suggested the first album tonight. And the first album, or well, the only album tonight. The first album and only album is Mushroomhead. And the album is called, what was it called again? Double X. It came out in 2001 on December the 4th. So almost 20 years ago to the day. Pretty good. That was not planned whatsoever. Suggested by Bob. It is a metal album. I am familiar with Mushroomhead, and I'm pretty sure I've heard some songs, way back in the early 2000s. But I cannot name a song. I definitely have never heard a Mushroomhead album. So I'm going into this one fresh as well. Why did Bob suggest this album? This album was suggested by Bob because it's a great album from his youth. However, I do not know if Bob realized when he suggested this album that it is a compilation album. And he's lucky that I chose it for him, or let him allowing this album to play on this channel, being a compilation album. But we will. For those who do not know Mushroomhead, they are an American metal band. They were originally established as a side project to members of the band that had other bands that they didn't want to, let's see. They didn't want to have them be associated with Mushroomhead, so they kind of kept it secret. They've been active since '93. All their primary bands basically fell apart, so they were like, well, we're in Mushroomhead now. Their sound combines elements of heavy metal, hip-hop, experimental music, industrial music, and techno. The first time Mushroomhead played a show, right after the show, they received a call, and they said, or were asked, to go on the stage with Gwar a couple of days later. So their first ever live show, they blew the roof off the place, with however many people there, probably 100 or 200 people. And then it was well, these guys need to play with Gwar. So they went and opened for Gwar 2 days afterwards, playing their second show ever. That's a pretty cool experience, I would think, for those guys. Their first 3 albums were self-financed and self-released. The album Double X contains remixed tracks from the first three albums. So that's what makes it a compilation. I guess it's kind of like a best of. The three albums are self-titled, Mushroomhead, Super Buick, and the third one was M3. Sorry, just scrolling down my notes here. I try to do my notes more point form this time so I could talk a little bit more off the cuff. Hopefully it's coming off better than just reading off the screen like this and trying to read the words. Mushroomhead has often been accused of copying Slipknot's visual style using the masks and getup. However, the band has insisted they were the first to adopt the masked aesthetic. The band has been in constant butting of heads with Slipknot. However, not directly, just each other's fan bases have kind of started this war. And I attribute that to kind of similar to like Metallica and Megadeth, or Roger Waters and David Gilmour, maybe. Dream Theater and Symphony X is another two that I don't think the bands hate each other. Well, we know Roger Waters and David Gilmour hate each other, or appear to hate each other. But the fan bases really create more of the issue than the bands themselves. So when Slipknot's drummer Paul Gray died in 2010, Mushroomhead posted on their official MySpace page. Remember, this is 2010. MySpace page, R.I.P. Paul Gray. The feud needs to end. Much love and respect to the guys in Slipknot. And from there, I don't know. Maybe the fans have gotten along a little bit better. I don't follow Mushroomhead or Slipknot really that much to know. Although I'm a lot more familiar with Slipknot stuff than I am of Mushroomheads. Is it an album to hear before you die? Bob says no, it is not. And I don't know if I said this already. Mushroomhead is still going strong. They still make albums. Their last one came out in 2020. I don't know if Bob's checked out any of their other albums, but I definitely have not, if I haven't made that clear enough. When we asked Bob what the best part of his day was when he suggested this album, it was getting home to his family after being out in Hope for a couple of days. For those who don't know, we are dealing with some severe weather issues for the last couple weeks here, and it's kind of shut down our region. It's pretty crazy, actually. If you would like to share the best part of your day, feel free to do so in the comments below. Maybe we'll read some on the next video. I think we're going to get started. If you're listening along in Discord, then be aware that the intro song is not Mushroomhead. So there's an intro song just to kind of let us get everything set up. And then Mushroomhead will play. It's a long album. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, I think. Total playtime of the playlist is an hour 24. And then normally we do an intermission song between albums, but because this is a long album and we're only doing one, there's an outro song if you do want to stick around. We are going to chat in Discord, so I am going to leave all you beautiful people on YouTube alone. Come into the Discord server. We have the link in the video description for you. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the album. We'll talk to you later. Cheers.